Well, first of all, from my own perspective, I knew, watching my father's example, my father in politics, and how he was a great dad, not so great as a husband in terms of where his priorities were. I knew that if I went into politics, it would be not with a wife, but with a partner. And it was essential for me that Sophie be part of my values, part of my strategy, part of my approach, part of what we do is we, not just me. And she is an extraordinary partner who challenges me, who pushes me. Actually, we were coming in today, and she said, "Okay, remember when you talk about feminism, it's not just about power structures and everything. It's also about how we live our lives and how you are as a man and as a dad, and how the choices we make every single day." And she's really good at reminding me of that. And you'll see her later today on a panel on perceptions and media. And yes, she does a little more at home than I do these days. Actually, she does a hell of a lot more than I do. But she is also extraordinarily active on a broad range of causes and issues, and is out there pushing and fighting, and is a constant inspiration to me. Challenges me on why aren't you doing more on this, that, or the other thing, and leads to some awkward conversations sometimes. And I keep saying, well, there's a minister you can talk to. I don't want to talk to the minister, I want to talk to the prime minister. I'm like, okay. But she's so strong and so passionate about things that I am uplifted by the opportunity and challenge to work alongside her as we try and make a better world.
Really, I think I never wanted to raise the kids to think, and I really believe this, connecting to other people, helping other people is a pleasure and a privilege. And it's never something where I'm saying to them, I want you to do this because you should, it's right and it's good. I want you to be with people in other countries because I want you to enjoy them, explore them, share with them, respect them, celebrate them. And so, yes, I want them to have empathy, but that comes naturally if they're exposed. So for me, the fact they live in the world, they have friends all around the world, and I hope they're being raised to see the value of diversity, the value of other people, and then all of these other things come into place. And of course, they see things happening in the world. They ask the questions we're all asking. They see what's happening in Syria or in Myanmar, and they ask why, and we're all trying to find the same answers because it's very hard to explain why we're allowing certain things to happen.
I was listening to Jostin, Terudо, to Angelina, Jolie, and other great speakers. They were all, from their childhood reading books, being familiar about the word feminism. They knew about freedom. The educational system, the parents, everything. But these are my lovely family. They never taught me how to, be familiar about feminism, about personal freedom. Through all the educational system in Iran, my parents, my lovely mother and father, they were trying to take me to heaven by force. They thought it's good for me to cover my hair.
At what age? How soon?
From the age of 7, it's not only me, it's all Iranian women, Iranian girls. If you say no to compulsory hijab, to the forced hijab, you won't be able to get an education from the age of 7. So for me, growing up in that house and in a small village to a traditional family, how could I get the sense that I can be free? And my little brother over there, you can see my brother had whole freedom. He could jump on the river and swim. He could show his hair. He was able to ride a bicycle. He was able to do everything that I was banned to do.
And you had to wear the hijab at home.
At home as well. So my brother was an example of all the freedom that I didn't have it. So, and then I thought I have to ruin his freedom to make him understand that how frustrating it is when you are forced to spend time at home and he's going to jump on the river. Even in my village, it was not only me, as I said, that my cousin, all the girls. When my mom was having a little nap, he was going out to enjoy the river. So I just, Mom, Ali is not with us. He just went to the river. I ruined his freedom to get him understand that you have to support me. You have to take me with you. So the day after, he said that, okay, I'm going to teach you how to ride a bicycle, so don't ruin my freedom. And our kitchen in our village, it's designed for women, for my mother, because it's shorter. The men in my family are taller. Look at my father. So the kitchen was designed for my mom to spend the whole time in the kitchen. I said to my brother that I am going to put a chair, sit down and wash the dishes and be with me. So this is how I gained my freedom.
But if this is your upbringing, how do you get from there, from a 7-year-old girl denied all of the simple freedoms she sees her own brother enjoying, how do you get from there to the woman who defies all of that, who takes off her hijab, who shows herself with her hair and her ears uncovered?
So as I said, it was all happening in stealth. When my father was not around, I had to ride a bicycle in secret. I had to take off my headscarf in secret. And, one day, when there is a wall in front of you, you're going to break it. Any way you're going to break it. Compulsion is not going to work. So I did that a lot, like many millions of other women in Iran. And as I said, it was just the first step toward full equality for me, because I knew that if a man has a control on my body, then I cannot have control about my life.
But they have still, the Iranian government, found ways to attack you abroad. They spread, it's such a vile thing. I hardly even know how to say it aloud. They called you a heretic. They called you a whore. CIA operative. They even falsely reported on government media that you were raped in front of your son in a London subway, said you had taken drugs, you were undressing in public, all of this to humiliate you, to shame you, to silence you. And if that isn't all bad enough, you had no way of communicating to your parents who heard this that it wasn't true.
But let me be honest with you, because I don't want to say that I'm strong, because I cried a lot.
That's still
one
strong.
day, my parents were just listening to the news, saying that your daughter was raped, and they were not even ashamed to make my teenager son involved, saying that Masih Ali Nژاد was raped by 3 men in London, and her son was witnessing while his mom was raped. So I knew that that's going to break my mom and my father in my small village. I heard when they called me a whore, a prostitute. So while I was being attacked, there were a lot of women in Iran sending me videos, photos, and saying that, thank you for being our voice. Masih, if they call you a whore, don't worry. We're going to make a campaign, say that we all are whore. If you think talking about my freedom means being a whore, yes, call me. But I am not a prostitute. I am not a whore. I am free. I'm a free woman. I want to talk about freedom of choice. I'm not even asking you to take off your hijab. My mom wears hijab. My sister wears hijab. What scares you? I just want to be free, and I'm not even attacking my mother and my father. I just want to walk shoulder to shoulder to them, with them, in my own country, and have freedom. That shows you that hijab is not a small issue. These governments want to control women through, compulsory hijab. And that is why they are not allowed my parents to come and visit me. And they hate me, and they call me ugly duckling. They don't even know the end of the story of ugly duckling.
Not your parents, to be clear. I have hair envy right now.
I couldn't hide them. I couldn't hide. I always say that I have too much voice, too much hair. I am too much of a woman. But the thing is, it's not about hair. It's not about a piece of cloth. It's about my dignity. Let me just be honest with all of you. Every time I go everywhere, I carry my people on my shoulder. I carry my country with me. And I talk about freedom of choice. I talk about headscarf and compulsory hijab. People think she's coming from the Middle East. There are so many bigger problems in the Middle East. Why is she talking about a small piece of cloth? Why is she talking about hijab? So Western feminists, Western politicians, some of you maybe, saying to me that this is a small problem compared to other bigger problems in the Middle East. But be honest with me. Everybody here in this room, when you wanted to come here, what was the first thing that you thought about it? What did you do for the first time when you decided to come this evening in this event? What was that? Spending time in front of the mirror and make yourself beautiful. But we, the women in Iran, we have to spend time in front of the mirror and make ourselves someone else, someone the government of Iran wants us to be. That is why you cannot tell me, or the Western feminists or Western politicians cannot tell me that this is a small issue and spend a lot of time in front of mirror to carry your own identity, to be your true self. So just want to make it clear, when I talk about hijab, I'm not talking about a piece of cloth. I'm talking about the man behind it who tell me what to wear. I'm talking about my dignity, and I'm talking about my identity. This is really important because I don't want to talk only about myself. You know, the government of Iran, the Friday prayer called not only me, all those women who wear white headscarf to protest against compulsory hijab, prostitute. You know what happened? I said, oh my God, before that it was only me, but now there is a huge number of women who are against compulsory hijab. These brave women, they are not prostitutes. They are brave women living inside Iran. They're putting themselves in danger to be heard. And the government of Iran calling them a prostitute, a whore, that shows that we are powerful. And we are scaring them. They don't have any logic. They cannot convince us, and they're trying to discredit us. They're trying to keep silent us by shaming us, saying that you are prostitute. And these women got even stronger and got together, and guess what happened? Those women who believed in hijab, they joined us to support us. And they said to the Friday prayers, if you call these women with white headscarf or unveiled women prostitute, we're going to stand next to them and support them because we are all for freedom of choice.
Explain what White Wednesday is.
I totally forgot. So White Wednesdays, when I launched my Selfie Freedom, it was only an online movement. Individual leader taking off their headscarf and protesting against compulsory hijab and talking about their personal freedom. But after 3 years, I thought these women, these brave women, they need to identify each other. They need to find each other and get together and have one voice against discrimination. So after the election, I heard again, those, pro-government took a street and they protest against us, and they called us dishonorable. So there was a woman holding a sign calling us dishonorable, and that woman wearing a black chador, black hijab. You know what I did? And I hold her picture with black hijab, and I said, you choose to wear black hijab, and I choose to wear white dress, and unveiled myself. Black and white is the color of life. We shouldn't be against each other. We should support each other. I picked white because it's a color of peace. And I asked, people of Iran, women of Iran, to wear white headscarf, or men to wear white shirts and, show their solidarity against compulsory hijab. I didn't expect that I'm going to be bombarded by videos and photos of women every Wednesdays taking the street, unveiling themselves, and marching. You march here in Canada or in America all together, but in Iran, we never have the chance to march against discrimination, to march against the government. So individually, we find each other through our symbol, and women of Iran marching in the street, unveiling themselves and saying no to compulsory hijab. They know it's a punishable crime. One of the women got arrested, and then she went in front of the court, and she said that you arrested me because of protesting against compulsory hijab. I am here in front of the court, taking off my hijab and saying louder, no to compulsion.
So much ground that we could cover, and I love it.
I know,
and
I
as
talk a
always,
lot.
the time runs out, but we are not leaving the stage without me saying happy birthday.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, today is my birthday, and I've never had such a big birthday. Thank you so much.
من هر روز هفته رو مثل چهارشنبه ها برای اعتراض به حجاب اجباری روسری رو از سرم برمی‌دارم و توی خیابونا راه میرم.
ابتدایی ترین حقوق انسانیمون که حق انتخاب نوع پوشش رو میخوایم. همین.
حجاب اجباری نه تنها توهین به من زنه، بلکه توهین به شعور مردانه میهن منه. ما هرگز به اجباری تن نداریم.
حجاب انتخاب زندگی من نیست، بلکه تحمیل شده به زندگی من. من حجاب اجباری رو قبول ندارم.
من یه شهروندم، من حق انتخاب دارم، من این روسری رو نمیخوام، من دارم اینو به زور سرم میذارم.
نمیتونن با این احضارها، بازداشتها جلوی ما رو بگیرن و باعث بشن که ما از حق خودمون کوتاه.
تا زمانی هم که شما بخواید ما رو انکار کنین، ما هستیم و به کار خودمون ادامه میدیم.
من متنفرم از این حجاب اجباری، من متنفرم از این حجاب اجباری. من بدم میاد این پارچه رو دور کلم ببندم. من دوست ندارم موهامو زیر یه پارچه ببینم. مسیح عزیزم، مرسی که صدای من شدی، مرسی که صدای ما شدی.